Hi guys, for this week's video I kind of wanted to explain a little bit about my internship a little more so you guys can understand exactly what I'm doing and what my role is, and then also had a couple questions for you about clients who are help rejecting, because that seems to be a theme for me right now in my groups. So my internship is a partial hospitalization program, which means typically my clients have either just recently been released from an inpatient unit, and this is kind of their transition piece into standard outpatient services, or we are trying to prevent them from needing to go inpatient, and so they're here. So the acuity level is fairly high for most of my clients. We meet 3 evenings a week from 5:30 to 8:30, and that's group time. And then I also run a transition group, which is to help clients transition from partial hospitalization into regular outpatient counseling, which is typically like once a month, sometimes twice a month if they are lucky. And then we also have some other groups. We have some cool groups that I'm going to start going to, anxiety and yoga. I'm pretty excited about that. And then we have some more chronic groups that I'm going to attend, as well as looking at our dual diagnosis group and our youth day program, which is another partial hospitalization program for youth. So for me, I do have some individual clients. I actually only have about 3 that I work with regularly, and they are also in my transition group, so I have known them for a couple months now, which is nice. It's been able to build a good solid foundation for us. I'm going to start doing some treatment plans soon, which will be exciting because I have not got to do those yet. I've sat in on them, I've observed all of our intakes, but I haven't actually completed one on my own. So that's kind of a goal for the next 8 weeks for me, is to start doing those and assisting on those more often. So this week I kind of, we did 2 groups already this week. Tonight's my transition group. We have had clients who are help rejecting, which is really, really frustrating to me. You're coming to a group, you're talking about the issues that you're having, but then anytime someone makes a suggestion, you have a reason why it won't work, even if it's a perceived reason. So recently I had a client discussing needing to get her oldest daughter to move out, who is in her 30s, still living at home, has her boyfriend living there. Boyfriend's not such a great guy. He has some anger issues as well as some felony charges, and is also a registered sex offender. So she's concerned about getting him to move out. She's not wanting to kick her daughter out because they can't live in certain places due to his record. But every time someone offered advice or help or an idea, she had some reason why it wouldn't work. And that was pretty much went on for about 20 minutes in group. And I kind of observed this. I wanted to see the group dynamics take over in this kind of a little bit. We had 3 group members who kind of put her in her place, very respectfully, but just said, you can't come in and ask for help and then reject all of our help. It's not a good use of time, and it's not allowing you to think about things. You're just automatically rejecting them, which I thought was great. I was glad that the group kind of addressed that, because I feel like coming from a group standpoint and a peer group, it's better if it comes from them versus coming from a therapist saying that. Last night, that was Monday night. Last night I had a client whose family recently moved out of state, and she has some pretty severe health issues. She actually 3 weeks ago now had a seizure in group, and we had to have her transported to the hospital. And she was pretty help rejecting on ways to manage her anger and how to talk to her mom. Her mom kind of disclosed some personal information about her to a family member that she wasn't ready to talk to yet. And it was a personal goal of hers to address that family member and talk to them, because they do have a rocky relationship, and so that was a personal goal, was to share what's going on with her and then address their relationship issues as well. She also was very help rejecting. Didn't want to talk about ways to cope with her anger, wasn't receptive to how to address her mom at all. So it was just very much a struggle with her. So my question for you guys this week is, What do you do in a situation when a client is continuously help rejecting? Because for the second client, she does reject help quite a bit in group. So I'm just curious as to any perspectives you might try and take with the client to kind of get them to open up a little bit more, and maybe at least jot some things down and think about them before just automatically rejecting them. Thanks, and I hope you all are having a great week.